Hello grade 8, welcome to another video for Bible class. I just actually got a message from somebody who had a question about this, so I hope to get it up on my channel as soon as possible so that you can have this and hopefully it answers some of your questions. And so this is our OQAA, another A I guess on there, but observation question answers. It's another way of studying the Bible. This is I think the third method that we have learned this year in Bible class, and it is just another tool to help you learn the Bible, understand the Bible on your own, not reliant upon a teacher and allowing God through His Word and His Spirit to teach you. And so this is an important skill to have as an adult, as a young person, as you begin to make your faith your own. And so to start this study, and as you begin, we always start with reading the verses. So you can see here that there are verses broken up into different blocks. As we get better at this, we will increase or decrease the amount of verses per box and increase the number of boxes that you will study. This is the first time we're doing it. We're starting our unit on Acts, and so for that I just wanted to start very simply, very easy, and look at the Pentecost story, and this will fuel our discussion as we go into our class on Monday. So the very first thing is verses. Read through the whole thing, top to bottom, until you run out of verses. After that, you go back to the beginning, read it again, and then move to the first box. The first box is observations. Observations are things that you notice right away when you are reading the text. You don't have to do any studying. It's just that comes. It's reading comprehension type things, but it's very important for you just to observe. What is this text saying? What are these verses saying? So when I look at this, right, when the day of Pentecost came, they were all together in one place. An observation I can have is the disciples were all hanging out when Pentecost came. There is a day of Pentecost. It happened in Jerusalem, if I look back, right? They were surprised, right? Another thing is Pentecost came, or the Holy Spirit came like a violent wind from heaven. It filled the whole house, right? This Spirit, Holy Spirit that came upon them allowed them to speak in many languages, right? These are all observations, things that I'm noticing as I am reading. And so I go from top to bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 things that I notice as I read the text. What is there? I notice, I observe. There's a Holy Spirit. I observe it's filling the disciples. I observe that it's allowing them to do things that they've never been able to do before. And then etc. The next thing is the next box, and I have 10 next to there so that you do 10 questions of each. But the next one is questions. Based off of my observations, based off of these texts, write down 10 questions that you could generate from this. So for me, the very first question I have is, what is Pentecost? Why Pentecost? Why did it come? What is the Holy Spirit? Why did it come like a violent wind? Why did it enable them to speak in tongues? Why is it so important? Why did it come like tongues of fire? Is that are tongues of fire symptoms or whatever? Are they drunk? You'll see that at the bottom. Like, right, what is going on? Questions that you have. It can be very simple, but it should also lead you to an area where you can dive deeper into understanding. Once you have 10 questions, questions always end with question marks. Remember that. I would choose, after I have my 10 observations in this box, 10 questions here, I would pull one of the questions that I made that I'm most interested in learning about. And so, whether that's, why did the Holy Spirit come? Why do we need the Holy Spirit? Why does the Holy Spirit allow them to speak in tongues? What's the purpose of the Holy Spirit in our lives? Maybe that's one of your questions. I would take that, copy it, put it into this here, and I'd say, why did the Holy Spirit come? Right? This is my question. Now, I will take one question from my 10 that I'm most interested in answering so that you own it. It's yours. And I will go back to the Word, go back to the Bible to answer that question. This question should be answered in 5 or more sentences. I should probably have put that in there. 5 or more sentences, what this allows is for you to actually answer the sentence completely and explain it to someone who might not understand. We will be sharing these in class. So in 5 or more sentences, why did the Holy Spirit come? Reference the Bible. Say it in this verse, according to John, according to Paul, whatever it is. This is why we need the Holy Spirit, why it has come to dwell in man, no longer just the prophet, the priest, the king. I think the observations are going to take you about a minute or two to make. The questions, maybe 2 or 3 minutes to make, because it's not very difficult. Answering the question will take you a little more time. So make sure you are diligent as you do this. Do it again for 5 to 8, and then 9 to 13. And at the bottom, we have some reflection questions about what you've learned, answering the questions about application. That's the second A. And then the last one is, and you always answer these in complete sentences, but before this time, only prophets, priests, and kings would be filled with the Holy Spirit. What has changed is so that now the disciples are filled with the Holy Spirit. How do you see the Holy Spirit living in you? Take time to answer those questions. Be ready to share. If you have any more questions, please either email me, send me a chat message through Teams, or ask me in class when I see you again. Hope you enjoyed. As always, see you next time in class, and bye-bye.